Welcome everybody. It's a beautiful sunny day today. It's a 1:07 on the clock. The 1 is the Magician, the 7 is the Chariot. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. So I have a Metatron read for you. I have the read on the table, the general twin flame read here, which is a little bit messy. And I have a message of the day, and I pulled a few cards from the energy deck as well, and we'll pull oracle cards at the end, of course, as well. So let's get right into that. I'm going to roll the die too. All right, so today is April 24th. When I woke up this morning, I was pretty sleepy still, and I haven't really been connecting very well, so I decided I was in a good state, so I did a little bit of a meditation, and there's two bees playing with each other outside the window. That's really beautiful. So I did a meditation before I fully woke up this morning, which I got some good information on, so I'll share some of that with you, and then we'll get into the Metatron read. April 24th, 2022, for the Twin Flames, we have the number 6, which is the Lovers, and the Twin Flames. It's also Gemini in June. A lot has been coming up about spooning in June. We also have Taurus here. The North Node is in Taurus right now. And we have Saturn. So again, Capricorn, some restrictions perhaps some patriarchal or fatherly energies coming up here. Okay, so Taurus, Capricorn, and June are the number 6, the Lovers. So Gemini, Taurus, and Capricorn. Fixed, mutable, and cardinal. So it's very balanced in that way today. And the 24 is the Queen of Wands, but it's also Omega, so it's the end of a cycle. But for me, that's more of a community level, whereas 81 in numerology is the end of the karma energy around the world as opposed to the community level. So, and water distillers were coming up yesterday too, right, to really purify your water. And what else came up yesterday? Yeah, just again, ways of getting all the impurifications out of your water. That's so important, right, because that's what we drink every day. And, making sure to eat as much organically as you can, food-wise. And so the message this morning that I was getting was very cool. I mean, I woke up at 8:45 this morning. I probably went to sleep around better than usual. I was trying to get to sleep before 1 o'clock because I can stay up too late sometimes. But it was a good night's rest. And I woke at 8:45, but I was really sleepy. And so I closed my eyes again, and I slept till 9:30, which is the Hermit and the Union energy of the 30. And then I started going into my meditation. I was getting a lot of abstract energy before I was able to. I was just trying to get to the astral realms and seeing the stars because I've been having trouble this week getting to that place. But I was able to get there today, and I went to the Akashic Records, my little whispering bench there. And some of the information, the times that came up too, 9:39 then came up, and I was getting that the Akashic Records, there was a connection here to the arcs, because the arcs are supposed to be like full of the records where we'll be able to actually review our Akashic records on these arcs. And I was getting that connection of the portal in your Akashic records, your whispering bench with your twin, is being the same portal as what's on the arcs that we saw in the water bubble, where they pulled the soldiers out of the water bubble. I was getting the same energy there, as well as the Hermit and the Knight of Cups coming up here. And then at 9:52, I literally heard 24 hours, and I looked up at the clock. It was 52, which is the Queen of Swords. And right before I got 24 hours, I was seeing a circle, but then all of the corners of the circle were bent down, like to make a table. You know, kind of like when you collapse a table, you collapse a round table, you collapse the four corners. That energy was coming up. The flaps being bent down into a table. And I'm getting like a special bowl of some kind now that I'm looking at it. But also a sheik type of energy, as in a leader, a sheik. And then I finished my meditation at 10:04, which is message received. So it was very profound for me. The eclipse was also being confirmed here with the 30th coming up. And also I was getting flashing back over the past 14 years, back to about 2008 to 2009. So yeah, there's some kind of review, like to look back at what you were doing at 2008 to see what you were doing to go into 2009 was what I was getting. And again, the energy of the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Swords is right here, as well as 10/4, which actually is the day that I broke up my last relationship back in 2015. It's also my friend's birthday, but it means message received. And then it was 10/19. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, the 19 of the Sun, and I went into a little bit of my review. So, and that's funny. You were bringing up yesterday on my comment about life review, and here it is coming up as the life review, going back over the past 14 years, back to about 2008 to 2009, to see what you're doing that led you into what you were doing in 2009. And for me, I went into a technical I'm blanking out on the word on so I went into it was a technical design program at Moore College at that time while I was working full time. So, and I was still, a full-time single mom, so it wasn't easy for me to do that, but I finally got inspiration to actually do that, and I just took one class at a time. But that's when I started that at that time, because I remember taking classes from 2009 to 2012, which then I was going to start working on my line from that I developed in my class, but then my mom, her Alzheimer's set in, so I never ended up doing that, because we ended up having to bring my parents home from Oregon, and then we had to go take care of them every week, so it was a lot more on my plate. So just go back to 2008 to 2009, see what was going on for you that led you into what you did, and if you're seeing any connections there. I was trying to remember how old my kids were, 17 and 12 at the time. So there's a lot going on in that respect. But again, there were endings. My son graduated that next year. My daughter switched schools. There's a lot of changing there. So see if you can make any connections there. And it was funny, too. I was reading some old stuff from work, because I'd left work in 2016. And I was remembering the dates of 2000, 2008, because I was doing a certain study in surgery from 2000, 2008. And I didn't work in surgery. I worked in interventional radiology. But at one point, they were looking for work for people, because they were doing layoffs back then. And I guess it was around 2000. I forget exactly which year it was. And so they sent me to do a surgical study so they wouldn't lay me off. And it was interesting, because the names that I was dealing with at the time, the coordinator that I worked with and the doctor that I was working with, brought up two names that I'm actually dealing with right now that are totally different people. And then I went back to see the reference to the every 20 years, right? The 63, 83, 2003 and 2023, so that every 20 years where there's a convergence of sorts there, to see if there's any patterns there that you can see. So you might want to play around with that a little bit. And again, the 24 hours, then 25 came up again, which is for me 24 hours from today is tomorrow, the 25th. There's significance there. And perhaps an expiration. And then I pulled some cards later too, which there was some kind of closing of something. So it may be referencing a closing that's happening today or tomorrow, or just energetically there. And then I went into the energy deck. So I'll pull you some fresh cards from the energy deck when I get there. But let's do the Metatron read first. So again, significant dates were coming up. The eclipse, well, tomorrow, the 24 hours from today to tomorrow. The eclipse on the 30th, and that already came up for me. The dates, the 29th to the 2nd, I believe. And then May 5th was also coming up as significant. So going back to the Metatron read. Okay. And again, Anne came up again as well, because that came up the other day in the read. So I did this one at 1:11 for Metatron. And let me show you the read. Okay, so here's the Metatron read. For those of you not familiar with my reads, the underlying energy is the first column. This is the bottom of the deck. First card out is here, going 12 down, and then another 3 here, 1, 2, 3 on the top, and then these 4 down. I always go to at least 21 here, including the underlying energies. That's 21 card read, but sometimes Spirit gives me a few extra cards. There's an extra one here, and then these are kind of like an addendum message. Okay, so the colors and elements that came up here, water, air, and fire all came up, but earth did not come up. So those 3, is that earth, wind, and fire? No, earth, nope, nope. So just water, fire, and air. And then the colors that came up were lilac, red, indigo, yellow, blue, white, and orange. So what was missing here is green, is the heart chakra. So perhaps needing to work on the heart chakra and any blocks that are left there that you're still feeling some stress over. And the underlying energy at 127 is the Magician, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands. I was getting calling all angels to help us heal and dream. So calling in your guides with the Page of Swords message of higher realms and magic, and the purple moon, which is 0 point, and the castle on a cloud, which can reference the Milky Way, and again the Pleiades, or any of the energies of the ETs off planet. But again, your connections to the etheric realms. So beacon shine on with waves coming in. Shine your light up to the castle on a cloud, which is directed at your healing in the angelic realms, but also for the children who are learning to walk again. And that could be the children who have been taken off planet as well, to send your love and healing to them. So learning to walk again, so to speak, as a metaphor, and conquering their fears, and that can be literal as well, conquering their fears, helping others to navigate their fears from other times and space, to come back down and not be afraid to be here in our bodies, in these bodies, to ground, integrate, and master how we open up so we can receive love ultimately. And again, that's learning how to receive love, and perhaps the gym may be significant here to work off some of that excess energy that you don't need in your body. The first card up was the cosmos mirroring you through the portals that you've experienced, and signs and synchronicities from Spirit with love, in a wake-up call to family love, and to hear and know your inner child. The weight that they carry from the crystal, from the dodecahedrons, the bird lines, and knowing that you are all of it at 141, the Magician embodiment, and the 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love. There's a wake-up call to come home to the castle on a cloud in the purple moon, to align, listen, and take note in your reflection in the endings of the sunset each day. The birds in the morning, perhaps. You are held in your purging here at 144. And remember your abundance and the beauty that you are as you're purging. You're being held in those sunsets each day, and then fly free in transition in the crystal clouds and the diamond light, breaking through them to the rainbow that gets then to you. That's that jump, that arc. Free yourself from your burdens. Come home to the sunset, the birds, and the inner child every day, at the purple moon 0 point field, the indigo child and the atlas with the world and the star, the shaman's truth making peace with your fire dragon lines and the strength of the sun, the divine masculine finding peace with the galactic indigo, their human, their shaman, and their inner dragon, that he is all of these, the childlike peaceful warrior who flies, the prehistoric bird who massaged the elephant's head, the big bird and big breath, the sound and the light of God's path, being breathless, right? Have something that takes your breath away, the beauty of it. To discover love when they took your breath away, being on God's path with big bird and big font, or the bird's song and the breath's light. When thunder and lightning strike, your galactic child is at peace with Atlas and the shaman, the native at peace with the dragon lines, perhaps prior warring factions, the Atlantean dragon looking to the shaman here, and the Lemurian dolphin looking up to the Christ consciousness here. The sun fire and the ocean water to merge shaman and Christ. And isn't that Jesus Christ? The thanksgiving each day of connecting with each other on planet, so then we can connect with others off planet. The numbers then were coming up again of the 55 of the shaman's truth of the native, the 44 of the bridge, the 33 of the golden gate, the collective consciousness in unity consciousness, and then the 22 of the fool's journey to the 11 of alignment, and then the double zeros of the 70, which is not seen here in this realm, the pure source energy. The thanksgiving includes the variety of health foods and drinks, synchronicities and blessings at the table, and giving thanks. And then be wise to the library and open a page to see new perspectives as above so below. Oh, by the way, when I got to my whispering bench in Akashic Records today, I did open a page afterwards. And actually, I ended up opening a page to the moon, and then my twin ended up opening a page, and it was the sun. So that was very cool. So as above, so below, reaching out to each other in compassion and self-love, spiritual love and new love, the busy bee of joy and happiness, whistling while you work, the carpenter pollinating buttercup on their magic journey, showing in the diamond light, or showering in the diamond light for clarity on your shadow going within, and then the twin flames and their path choice, untying the karmic knots in the electromagnetic grid, smoothing out those energy lines in the solar plexus so that no lines are crossed and the intestines are functioning properly, purging food and drink, arcing from the electromagnetic grid inspired, the wind beneath your wings, into the evolution of the birthing of the new heart. The Page of Cups, pure and innocent and open to all. The solar plexus, the place of shining your light and confidence as a beautiful human. That ray, that arc, the rainbow bridge that supports both your heart and your wings, and the electromagnetic connection to the etheric realms. The twin flames here, the connection to purity here, with the solar plexus, which is the sun, the solar, supports the heart like the axis supports Atlas. What axis you're on guides what map to look at, right? So like focusing on the attributes of the north and south nodes axis, and then the attributes being the Taurus and Scorpio right now. Where Atlas supports the head, like Atlas supports the world, but where is he without the axis, the longitude and lateral lines, to focus in on just a few questions as opposed to so many that it's overwhelming. So the axis basically takes all the crap away so that the Atlas can focus on one thing at a time. At 212 is the High Priestess and the 12 of the Wisdom and the Hanging Man, seeing new perspectives. The King of Cups is called to look up again and detach from the drama in the void, and the Om, the AUM, and then space, to retreat and rest, to pause and walk away and within in the 0 point, a purple moment perhaps. the Mother Madonna who holds space and is present with gifts, the Blue Mother and the Red Shaman Father with the Christ Consciousness and Golden Gate between them here. He is coming up as the Indigo Child and the Atlantis Dragon to deal with. She's coming up as the 0 point Om with space and leading in the dance, answering the call with flame in hand, and between them the Unity Consciousness aligned with Mu, Lemuria, the dolphins and the sunlight, the icosahedron of I matter and continuous flow of honoring oneself, the water and the chariot for emotional well-being, along with Thanksgiving each day and healthy food and breaking bread with gratitude, blessings, and abundant universe here at 218, which is the High Priestess, the Divine Feminine, and the 18 of the Moon, the Purple Moon. So the underlying energy of conquering fears one step at a time, calling in your angels. We're definitely dealing with angelic realms right now, where we've been really kind of more grounding into our bodies recently. It feels like they're switching to the angelic realms right now to call in your guidance if needed. The castle in the purple moon with the path leading up, or the rocket and the trail, is the same as the lighthouse with the light on top, and their waves trying to get into the lighthouse, leaving a trail of where they've been. The crystal star or the mothership, the Milky Way or the mom calling home for dinner at sunset, the indigo child feeling that pull to the stars, the dolphins basking in the sun, streaming through the water in the void of Om, taking that moment to call home if you can't make it for dinner. Signs from the birds in spirit with love at sunset after a long day, the shaman offering to share their peace pipe with their dragon neighbor. In unity at the Golden Gate, remember that's the 2 spirals of the 6-6 of the Queen of Pentacles with the Mother here. Open to kids, friends, and Mu, clean water and food, light and pure, so keeping it all light and pure. No Atlas inner child as the axis that you are to fly free in transition, allowing your own freedom along with adult children. And of course for your younger children, freedom has a different meaning, but they still must be free as well. The birds and dragons need healthy food to be the next leaders, to dance with the flame and answer the call as Spirit's connecting with me the past few minutes here. The King of Swords is purifying, the Knight of Swords finding the key to freedom from family locks or lockdowns, and the Queen of Wands stretching and lunging north and south to connect and attune, setting natural boundaries each day of love and nature, the keys with auras, or in other words, on the path towards the sun, following the sun east and west. So now you see the vertical and laterals coming up here at 234, shutting the door, which we're being guided to in the next 24 hours, stretching the fire up and down and earth side to side, breathing in then the air and drinking very clean water, and of course bathing in it as well. Listening to your own knowing. I was definitely getting for myself as well. We've definitely had a huge shift take place since March 21st to April 21st. I was especially noticing the really being able to let go from the 21st of April here, the past couple days, or noticing having been able to let go more completely this month. The week of finally letting go of not needing another, right, for self-happiness, wishing for only your highest timelines of happiness as you are, being free with people that you feel free with, being light, happy, peaceful, and inspirational here. And again, people, place, and things that make you feel light and clear, very pure, that pure energy. Okay, and I'm going to give you the message of the day, and then we're going to do the read on the table. So here's the message of the day from my 4 decks. This is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, the Lenormand Reverie, the Gilded, and the Kipper decks. And this one starts, for those of you not familiar, these are the underlying energy decks here, the bottom of the decks. And it goes this pile, this pile, this pile, and then today this was all one big pile at the bottom here. Okay, so that was the message of the day. And here's that message. This was at 5:22 to 24. And the underlying energy was the hummingbird. And that's really clearing the way with their very high vibrational wings. The fish with the King of Pentacles and the energetic exchange energy of the 34, which is the 8 of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then bad health with the number 31. So clearing the air with the past, as abundant King of Pentacles in energetic exchange, or perhaps is he in need of abundance in energetic exchange, with the Queen of Pentacles who's reversed here, about conflicts in healthcare or perhaps bad health or needing better health, with the hawk and the hummingbird were like bookends here on either end, clearing the air and the underlying energies here of the hawk with the vulture and the raccoon who's masked and sad, while the scorpion is triggered at the camel who's independent and blue, with the hummingbird backing the camel up. The scorpion may be defending the raccoon and the old vulture, which could be a parent who's living with you, by attacking the camel before they get to them. But the camel just loves them, right? The camel is just independent and blue because they won't accept their love. But the Scorpio is triggered by them because they feel like they're attacking them, right? Because they don't understand what love is. The rider or magic journey over the rainbow with the delivery of codes, self-satisfied out in public where there's judgment and anxiety, or announcing a wake-up call about imprisonment of the Knight of Cups, taking a gamble on the Two of Cups direction, inspired by great fortune with the King of Pentacles, abundant energetic exchange, or in need of that. After the ship sailed, the Knight of Pentacles upright here went back to let go and lay all their cards out on the table. Perhaps and pray that the dark birds go away, or perhaps is pleading with the King of Wands reversed and the Six of Cups reversed, perhaps kids, yet tempted at the same time by the Holy Grail with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. After the ship sailed for the wounded warrior's path, the wise privileged lady and the worldly free mature man offering love to the community through abundant marriage here, or married at first sight. Perhaps you're watching that show, or perhaps the Knight of Cups is brought together, the mature man and the mature woman, or perhaps they met at their child's wedding, or hitting the jackpot, aligning with sudden wealth, 777s here, with a loving mature woman, or father of the groom and the mother of the bride, or vice versa. Or the groom is the wild card here, perhaps much younger than the bride, or the bride's mother is in poor health, or is a nurse, or able to care for their father, or take notes for them, or record their complaints, or in other words, do research on them, or with them. Or the bride with abundant mother, but father is in ill health, but taken care of, so you don't have to worry about that. At 548 is the Hierophant and the walking away within, the vibration increasing for the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles who's reversed, in energetic exchange of abundance and illness all at the same time, or deals with healthcare industry, or lack of abundance between the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles due to illness or conflicts with the healthcare industry, or the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles must each first wrap something up, some issues in their own life before dealing that they need to deal with before coming together. So the first group of cards here was the Cobra and the Horse. They're both very focused and wise and paying attention. They could be teachers as well. The Cobra Hermit with flower and or gifts, the Queen of Swords and King of Swords in a peaceful spiritual union here, or each flowering in different directions, one with tulips and one with lilies. Or Cobra Hermit is coming clean, or getting clean, or cleaning up their actor space, or as the wealthy man in transition with Horse in union, or home released in or from the Emperor's courtship, or two who are happily divorcing here, right, agreeing to disagree, or being brought together by wealthy manifestation here, or perhaps the Cobra and Horse are opening a flower shop together, or planning an outdoor wedding. I mean, Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, and Sag here. Or both are getting flowers for Mother's Day, or ran into each other. Perhaps one is single and one is married, or teaching about flowers, nature, and high vibe flowers, or bringing flowers to soften the blow. And this could be someone trying to manipulate someone by bringing them flowers so that they'll forgive them, right? Or Cobra and Horse are spying from behind the flowers on the wealthy man, or lawyers having a conversation with a couple. So somebody might be listening in behind the flowers, and that could be a neighbor as well. At 601, which is the Lovers and the Magician. Oh, that's funny too. because years ago when I did a session with someone, they said that my next door neighbor were watchers, and the watchers have been coming up this week. So, and a lot of times when this kind of energy comes up, someone who's a watcher may not even realize what they are in that sense as a watcher, right? Maybe they have information on you because you're their next door neighbor and someone knows that. So they ask them a question and they're able to tell them because they live right next door to you. And it can be something as simple as that. So at 6:01, number 2 is the golden egg and the hyena. The nest egg inspiring to create a will or a letter or message at or about romance to lover. This could be someone writing a love letter. Coming clean to the Queen of Cups, Cancer person, or perhaps someone dealing with Cancer or has in the past, or Pisces, and hyena learning, or hyena may be leaving the nest, which can be a partner or a child, or the Queen of Cups is turning their world upside down, inspiring, which then inspires them, or the lover's inspired due to a child leaving the nest, and now they have some space to do what they want, or someone who wasn't believing or behaving, or someone who's being sneaky here, or feeling imprisoned, with Cancer, and then Capricorn's definitely upright, Gemini, Aquarius, and Pisces definitely reversed here, perhaps Aries too, or news of a pregnancy that someone's trying to get out of, or lovers inspiring, making a child upset, or feeling unworthy and uninspired or envious. So this could be a child who's upset about what their parents are doing because they're inspiring others, and then they feel like they're not getting all their attention. The third section here is the fish, the oyster, and the zebra. The fish, or perhaps Pisces, is feeling a fish out of water, and the oyster's clammed up with their feelers out, and zebra is hiding their eyes. So these are all, people and their insecurities and kind of hiding from things, or just feeling out of sorts. The fish with family or lover's breakthrough, or the weather cleared up, and destined to be a romantic little girl or moonchild here. Gemini, Libra, Cancer, and Pisces here, and the oyster may be looking up, a pearl, for Power Man, King of Wands, with the Ace of Cups in his pocket, or new love or self-love, feeling left behind with a house now empty and no one there for them to play with. With the zebra making high vibe cuts, with the page of, and high vibe cuts was just coming up as a diamond as well, right, like laser cuts, and the Page of Pentacles, or being more discerning. So not only discernment was coming up right here, but then CERN was coming up, the big barrel underneath the Alps, and the role that that's playing in the changes in the earth and all that kind of stuff, and the connection with the ETs, things like that. So the Page of Pentacles, or learning to be more discerning as a child or a student, or opportunities or invitation here, traveling or moving, or Cancer wondering what took them so long, as the man here with sudden thoughts of a woman. Pisces, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio here, or Pisces is not talking to Cancer, and the King of Wands, Libra, may have Gemini or Scorpio between them, or acting as a mediator at 6:18, which is the lovers and the moon. And again, with the new moon is the eclipse on the 30th, or Libra and Cancer lovers feeling out in the cold, but together, and plenty of room to grow or to go to their separate corners. So again, plenty of room to be together and yet be apart if they need to. Or Pisces and Gemini exposed, and the King of Wands, Libra, trying to discern, or Pisces and Cancer child makes a breakthrough with their parent. Perhaps their father wants to date again. At 6:22 with the lovers and the fool's journey. The fourth group here is the black egg and the otter. The throat chakra activated for vulnerable Page of Cups, defenseless to the energies of an official person, or officially on the fool's journey, or the child attacking an official person, right, standing up for themselves, or calling them a fool. The otter may be learning how to self-love, and deep diving here, not sleeping well perhaps, but rising above the main male, number 1, or awakening and coming out to them, or a child coming out to their father or boss, teacher, in official capacity. Defenseless to awakening or lack of sleep due to a baby at home can be for somebody as well. And at 6:27 is the lovers and the Ace of Wands, that third flame, or just new passion and inspiration. In the fifth section here, of the bee connecting with the otter, the carpenter of the busybody at school or at work, exposing the King of Wands imprisoned or needing peace at present, or aware of a child's quote-unquote imprisonment, or not allowed to speak their truth at home, right? Or being forbidden to speak about anything at school, which then creates a trap for them because they can't be themselves. The turtle feeling weighed down, telling the fox to go on without them, to work with the wounded warrior with the Queen of Cups, who may be working really hard, toiling and laboring, who's stuck there, the Queen of Cups. This could be someone who had to leave work because, this is like a parent whose child gets sick at school and they have to leave work suddenly, and the Queen of Cups gets left doing all the work at work. It can be something like that. At 6:32, again, the journey, the fire ants attacking the wound. So again, the fire ants can be anything regarding identifying wounds, a big crowd. This could be an accident. It can be a traumatic event as well as an event where, everyone wants to see the star. A big coming together of the crowds, but that energy of being attacking the center. The Page of Swords child in transition now that the worst is over, and perhaps receiving a present or their own gifts. Little did the bunny know that the crocodile or lizard was standing right next to them, causing the disturbance. The attack on the turtle, unable to defend themselves due to the crocodile being around, or the crowd. The child stands up to the bully and refuses to leave their friend behind. So this could be the turtle telling their friend to go without me, I can't keep up with you. And this can be within a crowd as well, right, that gets out of hand. Whereas the friend refuses to leave them and gifting them. The crocodile with a choice to make post-war to go on the fool's journey. So the crocodile is separate from these two, but the crocodile is a negative energy here, right? They could be a predator of children, and there's two children like at a concert or something. It can be something like that. They don't even realize they're next to a predator who's just eyeing them. And the friend does not let the other friend, they don't leave them behind because they just can't keep up. They decide to stay back with them, which was, right, of course, the right choice to make because there was a predator right there. So again, the crocodile might have a choice to make here post-war, or this, whatever this event is, to go on to the fool's path instead, the journey of despair, or the pair, perhaps the pup who got stung by a bee as well here. Perhaps the King of Wands worried they couldn't leave work, or Sagittarius had to leave the Queen of Cups at work to take care of a child with an infection or got hurt at school, but the worst is now over, where the crocodile didn't know what to do, and or at a crossroads about choosing light or dark here. And then again, this can be on very simple levels, like at school every day or at work every day, but it can be as on a world level too, like Elon Musk, I had said a little while ago, was definitely going through a crossroads of which side to take. And before they were being identified by different channelers as on the negative side, but this year they've been identified as pushing more towards the light. So that could be coming into the light right now. The rabbit is coming up here perhaps at an independent doctor or perhaps an alternative doctor, being strong with good news and adjudication with a judge or at home, right, being judged at home, or a graceful gazelle taking a closer look at what happened with the Two of Cups reversed in disconnect or at a distance, right, two not getting along or just far apart, not being able to see each other face to face, and a man here with concerns. Perhaps a teacher would not refuse to deal with a hurt or sick child because of differences in the you-know-what, right? One refusing to deal with them, and this can be like, if someone thinks someone, on this field or with sports, if someone's bleeding, they may be worried they could have HIV or something and then refusing to deal with them. That same type of energy is coming up here. Or, again, those who got the V or not the V, and then a man unwilling to martyr himself or saying that. And the unicorn on guard, which can be the etheric gate holder or the divine feminine type of energy, with the weight of the world, or burdened by a near-death experience or dark night of the soul journey, destined or worried about Libra, Scorpio child, perhaps needing attention. And again, you could start to see some of your children going through dark night. It's like the cosmic egg here of the collective awakening, but like eye-to-eye level, not where the teachers are above the collective, but on the ground level with them, like in the trenches. The collective on the ground level, waking up, crowning with wise counsel, reaping rewards of the grounder and the flyer, right? Two different perspectives, but insecure without tools and walking away, as the King of Cups is just having gotten home, or perhaps after leaving, right? This could be just someone just getting home from work as well. Or, you know, somebody, this can be both, somebody getting hurt at a game or someone finding out really great news, like, you know, getting a scholarship at a game. Both, the polarity is shifting to the middle by both happening at the same time. The swans reflecting the romantic journey and going within, or perhaps discussing trips or peaceful travels to bring a message in your travels, perhaps by car or by water here in the silvery moon in June. The buffalo is really well grounded here and heavenly too. The loving lady, perhaps Cancer, present to the Page of Swords or child's truth or a message about dealing with a death, an ending, or a case that's closed, or exposing all and just ending something. The wolf here may be stunned by the pushy shadow bear, perhaps the Atlas with burdens or ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness with Lady 28 expecting word, and the frog in the rain getting out of here. So that whole long line of cards that I showed you, it's like they're all facing to the past, except for the frog at the end who's ready, I'm getting out of here, I'm not dealing with all this stuff. So the frogs in the rain getting out of there, seeing that there has to be a better way, as the Queen of Wands may be toxic for the Empress here in the dance with false person or in a toxic relationship or perhaps going through a divorce. Miss Piggy and Kermit were coming up here, being toxic to each other, or Atlas doesn't deal in V, or a pushy mother trying to force V on child of divorce. So the child could be beeline out of there because they're being pushed to do something that they don't want to do, or perhaps taking them to court. Or the wolf is shocked by the polar bear. This could be a mother, grandmother, boss, whoever it is. It could be a masculine energy as well. But pushing toxic people away or no longer supports the V, or grandmother, or pushing the frog out if they don't get it. And again, this could be a couple that don't agree on this and decide to go their separate ways. At 727, which is the Chariot and the Ace of Wands, that new passion. The official main male is defenseless and awakening, and again, because the people are taking their stand, right? So now the officials aren't, it's not so easy for them anymore to tell the people what to do because the people are standing up for themselves and saying no. The King of Wands upright at work in bliss post-war with good news or scholarship for all their hard work. Leading the way at 728, leading the way through disconnect and distance with concerns after death or just endings and dark night energies, feeling insecure without tools, perhaps to travel in peace to the Page of Swords, with unhappy family between the Page of Swords and the Empress, or the Page of Swords thinking if maybe making choices if they want to do something just with their mom, or if they're fine with somebody else coming along as well. At 733, which is the Chariot and the 33 of that Christ unity consciousness and standing up for oneself without getting triggered about things. So, and just a quick few cards that I pulled from the Pocket Tarot at the same time there. The King of Swords may be detoxing the Page of Wands reversed in sudden event, or an epiphany, or some kind of energetic exchange, whether sexual or other exchange of communication or travel. Perhaps someone blowing their crown open here. Breaking patterns with twin flame, destined star or healer, standing up for others and self as the Knight of Cups, being love, untangling the knots of the Three of Swords. And here the Three of Swords wasn't coming up so much as heartbreak or separation, but literally clearing the knots in the solar plexus, right? Taking all the knots out and making them smooth in the solar plexus, with the Empress upright with compassion and the King of Wands reversed, divine masculine, with his heart still in the bat cave at 819, which is the strength of the dance, and the 19 of the sun. So let's go into the twin flame read now on the table. Okay, here we go. So this is the basic read on the table from the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Okay, you see there the sun is the central energy there. And the full 7 deck read is here. Okay. And after that too, if I remember, I have a quick energy deck read that I did too, just a few cards that I pulled. That's really quick. That's the energy deck cards that I pulled. And yeah, so let's get right into this read. So the twin flame read here on the table was cut at 7:47 like the airplane. And then at 7:57, which is again that Three of Swords, which can be just about untangling the knots in the solar plexus. And the Chariot being water, right? Which my water glass isn't here. I forgot to bring it in the room. So reminding me to drink my water, and you. So energetic, the EE of orbs coming up here, the energetic exchange of thoughts and words. And then RBS came up, like run, base, and slam. A grand slam here of energetic exchange of thoughts and words, but Blindman and Orphan come up with orbs as well, regarding clearing out the solar plexus and making sure to drink your water as the Chariot of infiltration for emotional well-being. I finished clarifying at 8:12, which is the dance, the manifestation of dreams, and the 12 of the Hanging Man, seeing new perspectives. And the major arcana here was the Sun in the middle, like I showed you. Abundance, which is the Empress. Hanging Man, the Chariot, the Tower. And before the read was Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Luna, or the Moon. And after the read is the Starseed, or the Fool, and Transition of the Death card. There were 2 Pentacles, 3 Swords, 1 Cup. No wands in the main cards anyway. And then we had the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in the read. They're the main players. Knight of Pentacles and Queen of Swords. And before the read, the Knight of Cups. After the read, the King of Wands and the King of Swords. So 2 Kings, 2 Knights, and a Queen of Swords. The only numbers that were doubled was the 6-6, which is the Queen of Cups, which is also the Golden Gate. And the numbers 3 and 8 were significant, which is the 3 of the Empress, the 8 of the Strength, inner and outer strength, the dance between the masculine and feminine, and the manifestation of dreams on a higher level than survival, which is the 4. And 38 of also coming together, which is the Queen of Cups, and the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles. We also have the 36 here of the Atlas energy, the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, 56 of the Two of Swords, 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal humble servant, the 78 of the Ultimate Dream family, the end of the deck, Heaven on Earth, and then the 810, which is 0 backing up the 81 of the end of karma around the world. The code line is all about forgiveness and music, which was broken up into forge, Iveness or Iveness, and music with M and music. And music is like us, inner child as well. And the M has to do with the mother. That can be M, like the Pleiadian god as well, Imana. But it usually comes up as more as a feminine energy, whereas the N is the half the M, right, the masculine energy. And then we have the code line was all about the 8 as well, the dance between the masculine and feminine. And then at 8:18, I was getting the message comes in quick, and then FTD could be coming in, and of course it's Mother's Day coming up, so somebody could be getting flowers by FTD, but actually that can be, the FTD runner coming in real quick. So the word foot was coming up here, so feet may be significant here, and somebody might have an artificial foot here with AI. And again, abortion's coming up here, as well as IV anything, like continuous anything that needs to be going on here. But abortion came up in 2 different definitions here, so it's definitely a factor here. Also abscess, this could be heroin addiction as well for somebody. The abbey and the abbots coming up, so there's some religious significance here as well. The father, some kind of impediment or hindrance. Some kind of nuance, like something very subtle that you may not notice, the shadow or in somebody's character or situation. But the way the interpretations came up were the expanding and contracting, or staying in the middle, reflecting the key, which can be remember the key came up as having an aura, right? You want to use natural keys, but it's coming up as an artificial key here as AI. Reflecting an artificial key here, and abortion work is coming up here as well. to sack the imitation or the advance of abortion. This can be aborting a project as well. And something having to do with your muse, right? If you have some kind of an addiction that's actually your muse. But the card game, this can be gambling. The elk, the moose, somebody could like to hunt. Shoe fly, don't bother me is coming up. So somebody might be, have an issue with bugs, right? Where they just need to come. Oh, a beautiful butterfly just flew through this bunch of bees. It was so cool. They're really racing around too. They're so funny when they try to stare me down when I go out the door, and I just smile at them, and they don't know what to make of it until they go away. They're so funny. So the sparrow, the hat, the mouse, the pocket knife, and again, the vagina in a vulgar language, which I'm not going to say, was coming up. The muscle, and again, people's muses, but in an addictive way. Are you working out too much? Are you coercing other people? The cabin boy also came up, right? The ship captain who abuses the boy. And that can have to do with church as well. And the altar boys came up. Somebody might have an artificial foot or an impediment to work, align, create, or sacrifice the fake abortion or boardingness of, or not understanding the abortiveness of coercion. So this doesn't have to do with necessarily having an abortion. It could be aborting. It can be for somebody for sure, because it came up twice. But it's also about like jumping ship instead of following things through, or having an issue with jumping ship, right? Because then your family or somebody will tell you that you're a bad person, right? It should be about following your own knowing, your own path and your goodness, your integrity, not somebody else's integrity, which may be different. So again, this can also be not seeing how you can be manipulative or coercive in getting yourself or others to abort something. But this has to do with artificial everything, artificial keys, artificial foot, artificial aborting of things, or coercion here. Pillaging, looting. The cow is also coming up here. So I don't know if someone calls someone a cow and being really mean to them. Also sheet metal coming up here, as well as to start over. Artificial delivery aborted. And that can also be artificial flowers aborted, right? So not delivering that anymore. Or a delivery that was really not coming from a true intention is aborted. The Eight of Pentacles and work, aligning or doing very creative specialty work here. Perhaps sacked, maybe someone fired from doing work that they love. And again, this can be at a flower shop, or again, the flower shop business is going to be booming right now because of Mother's Day. Somebody may have forged the winter, right? Having forged through the winter. And again, the IV-ness of your muses. So the continual muse. So what is your muse that is addictive, and what is your muse that is really your authentic self, right? That allows you to want to do something all the time. Not in an artificial way, or not that hurts other people, but one that's true to yourself that helps others. So it's like flipping that. I also have the energy of tie, T-A-I-A, which means to pull, the tire, the wheel. I was getting the energy of front and back, or front brake. Maybe someone needs alignment on their car. And to sack the forgiveness and music. And again, this may be something that may be good in itself, but is not resonating with the person who's doing it. So they shouldn't be doing it then, because it doesn't resonate with them. And also I was getting a foot pimp of crystals and money, and the aspects of nuance without artificial intelligence or AI. Forgiveness music, and to advance regarding wintry music as well. And that could be Christmas music too. But wintry music can reference being cold or icy as well. In your not just music, but the muses of the inner child. The foot and the ab work, with or without AI. Continuous forgery, a muse. Their muse may be forging some things. or creating artificial lines in their abs, right? Some people like to draw lines onto their stomach so it looks like they did their ab work. Reflecting Ki, the father and son of working on their crafts, sacking forgiveness and their music or their muses of the inner child, giving up or aborting forgiveness and muses of the inner child. But that may be what your parent is telling you to do, but you know otherwise, that your inner child is what guides you. Right? And that may cause addictions in a lot of people, right? Because they're not allowed to be their authentic self. They're being taught to be someone other than who they truly are. So at 906, which is the Hermit and the Lovers, or love, family, and community, and the love on this level of 6, of that spiral, of the 5 spiral, and then moving up to the crystal spiral of the 9, which is that compassionate love, as opposed to, physical, the beast and the Betty Boop type of energy. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is the underlying energy here. Okay, so the bottom of the deck right here on the bottom here with the mini cards on top. That is the Knight of Pentacles, but reversed. And below that is the 5 of Pentacles upright, the 10 of Cups reversed, the Knight of Cups upright, Alchemy reversed, and the Moon or Luna reversed. So in exile from the group, or feeling left out in the cold, whether that's injury or illness, or just being left out, or no family or happiness here with the Knight of Cups upright, who may be losing patience or their temper, right? And it goes against what the Knight of Cups is. The fallen angel of lunacy or deception, and no offer of help, money, or opportunity, as the Page of Swords reversed in negative self-talk perhaps, or just negative talk or rumors in general, spying, lying, or the silent treatment, or weak, in need of courage, health, or intuition, to speak to secret passion, and the Sovereign who's upright here. There's all this negative energy, and then the Sovereign's upright, like they have it all together. With Sagittarius reversed, Cancer reversed, Leo and Pisces reversed as well here. The King of Wands is upright in disappointment or heartbroken, or again trying to unravel the solar plexus here, or separated from their kids. Present with no options and insecure without tools, offering passionate growth or a project, perhaps pushing their agenda to weaken the Page of Pentacles reversed, who may be struggling in school, or that can also be an opportunist, the Page of Pentacles reversed, or just someone in need of help, or rendering them helpless, or lacking in growth, or stunted in growth, perhaps a weak opportunist, or due to health, they missed an opportunity, or manipulating without their magic wand, only their diseased one, or the short end of the stick, or their perspective on themselves, right? Because men are always obsessed about the size of their penis, right? Or this could be energy of growing warts. There could be penile warts, or scaring the pet and child, or demanding their child grow some balls here. And again, this could be a parent who's very abusive in the way they talk to their child. And it's just that old way of being, right? From generations. They were very different 50 years ago. The Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Sovereign upright with the Page of Pentacles reversed, which can all be siblings or friends, but they're all earth energies. They can be pets as well. We have Gemini and Leo reversed here as well. Recovering emotionally with the King of Pentacles reversed, with Justice present or in court. A mess to uncover between Justice or Libra and the King of Pentacles reversed. Reconciliation, and beneath that, attraction. So first is the attraction and then reconciliation. And no longer pining over flame or coming out about it without peace. The Knight of Swords getting over it under the radar, or feeling a failure in need of attention. Cracking the whip with what their kids watch, or getting over loss and no longer putting it all out there. The Knight of Swords forcing them to work out, or down on all fours after the postman failed to deliver and rejected a trial, or a chance to try something out before buying, which can be a person as well. No more touching in front of the kids. Individuality is number 11, Justice, and beneath that, healing of 66, again, the Queen of Pentacles or the Golden Gates. The Page of Pentacles reversed and the Magician reversed. And again, that's definitely opportunistic energy there, or in need of help, money, or opportunity, tools, unable to manifest something or get something off the ground. The Queen of Cups reversed and the Sovereign reversed may be dependence, sharing with the King of Pentacles reversed, considered sharing, but not in the King of Pentacles reversed eyes. It could be the kids always spending all their money. The World, Pisces, or Divine Feminine open, or the World between the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright here. And the Queen of Pentacles may be dumping a load, their burdens or responsibilities, or with the world at their feet. Royalty and education or knowledgeable here, or Pisces with foot in phased array or dry ice of light, or hurt their foot and had to give it all up. And so this could be a child who had to give up their dreams because they got injured, and that can be in a sport for sure. But there may be some kind of new cure here, like a med bed type of energy where they put their foot into a light bed. And the med bed has water underneath it, according to Elena Denon, so you can listen to her if you'd like to. Or the Queen of Pentacles may be leaving the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed and the Sovereign reversed or dependent. They may be leaving them behind to go out into the world on their own. At 9:56, the Hermit and the Two of Swords being in their knowing and keeping to themselves. Confessing but without offering help. The Queen of Pentacles dumping on the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, or brought to justice in court under the radar. Perhaps individual justice, or Libra unable to manifest, or the Page of Pentacles reversed, Virgo child perhaps, or Gemini, may be in need of help to heal or in help in learning how to heal themselves. At 9:58, which is the Hermit and the Four of Swords, and that for me is the 5D connection, but it is rest and break and meditation and prayer as well. We have the King of Swords post-war in the downturn with their sister, or suffering in silence, or all stressed out. And the Knight of Wands reverse player in a heated exchange, in a bold move with the devil, offering time, money, and effort to get an offer of loss. And to inspire the Page of Wands, who may be defenseless to the inequity of this offer that they can't refuse, right? It could be a father, a boss, or someone manipulating a child here. Slinking away guilty or in shame. The Knight of Pentacles, again, shaming someone into doing something that they want them to do. The Knight of Pentacles reversed may be stubborn at work or unable to function, and the Knight of Cups is upright offering love, and the Fool is reversed, perhaps embarrassed in front of the Emperor, with the Queen of Wands upright facing their worst fears of the enemy, with the Knight of Swords backing them up, or a sneak attack here. The Knight of Swords could be actually attacking her from the cotton fields. And the invasion at Normandy coming up here as well, which is the war that never ended, right? Or the Queen of Wands unaffected by threats, right? She's acting like whatever at 10:24, which is the Queen of Wands again, and a turn for the better. In the recent past here is the Hanging Man reversed, unable to function, and wide awake. The Queen of Cups in that water energy is receiving a big love offer suddenly out of nowhere, from an epiphany and sudden events and sexual exchange to blowing their top, their crown, their cover, or their mind, unable to sleep or stressed out, purging in a wake-up call, to heal and dream and go on the road, or perhaps do missionary work. Pisces reversed, and here it was coming up, it can be the twin flame missions, but also can be what we would traditionally think of as missionary work of someone. Pisces reversed and Scorpio upright here and Cancer upright here and Aquarius upright big time here. Two Aquarius cards here, exposed completely to justice that's unstable, moving, visiting, or the party's just over, synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, and the Queen of Cups upright turning around. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit tired, right? So the total eclipse of the heart song is coming up here. The Queen of Cups receiving, Spirit's connecting with me. Queen of Cups receiving love and an epiphany and then crying at night, or announcement about dreams and boldly moving on to the sun with truth and balance, without physical union, only synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, as the Queen of Cups and the total eclipse of the heart. Turn around, bright eyes, turn around. As the Pisces reversed, Scorpio or Capricorn reversed, and Cancer upright, Aquarius, Leo, and Libra all upright here. Two sides of the Queen of Cups, or perhaps twins or two watery sisters here. Magdalena, again, the meaning of Magdalena in French is the scalloped shell butter cupcake. 1042, which is the Wheel of Fortune and high vibration of the Two of Cups, exuding rays of sunshine or that Christ consciousness through the buttercup of Mary Magdalene. The foundation of the Empress reversed, imprisoned in heated exchange. The Queen of Swords upright, speaking of bliss, of the Queen of Hearts, and off with their heads. And so centrally is the solar deity fully energized, with kids, pets, Leo, world, the divine feminine or Pisces here. And the Chariot awakens, with Pisces and Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aries all reversed, or shocked and fell. Awake to dark night and foolish behavior, uncomfortable in a falling out, or negative past, or difficult kids, or no peace for the Emperor upright here. The Chariot rises, ascends, which is the Jesus energy, right, of Easter, and the dark night falls, unable to walk away from a falling out, and no peace with the Emperor upright and or Aries here. Challenged by the Eight of Pentacles, their craft of alignment or getting their ducks in a row, and the Queen of Swords with unhappy fan, that could be a fan who's not happy with them, or emotionally unfulfilled, and that could be their family. So Queen of Swords is upright, but she may be with an unhappy family or emotionally unfulfilled, with Hermit reversed, whose light perhaps went out. The Knight, I was just getting the Knights went out in Georgia also. As the Knight of Swords, on behalf of the Queen of Pentacles, maybe going after the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who's stuck at work with the Knight of Cups upright, who's offering love, and if not offering the Ace of Pentacles, time, money, and effort, right? So if they don't accept that love, then they're willing to offer them much more here with the time, money, and effort, new life, and the gold coin. And there are 3 Knights here at 1053, that high vibe of the Knight of Swords, and there's 3 Knights here, and the lights went out in Georgia. And that's always so weird, because when I was down there with my daughter a couple years ago, we were in the mall, and the lights all went out in the mall. Like, I've never experienced that before. It was so weird. So 3 nights from today, as well as the 24th, would be to the 25th, 26th, 27th, perhaps even to the 28th there, right? So the night of the 24th, 25th, and 26th, yeah, it leads you into the 27th. So the 27th may be significant here for that. And then the Queen of Swords on a quest to keep going. The lovers out in the cold, but together perhaps, as the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups are both upright here, coming together, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed blocked. Or the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, each sending someone on their behalf to meet with each other. She with the truth and he with love, and the gold coin if necessary. Just get it done. Give her what she wants. I'm done doing this. So this could also be someone like trying to go back and forth over divorce, and this is a energy finally saying, just get it done. I don't care. I don't want to do this anymore. So we have 5 of Wands upright and 3 of Cups reversed, spying on third party, or Empress reversed with the Queen of Pentacles upright, who can be a mother and daughter who are both grown, but the mother's not doing well perhaps, or maybe she's not a nice person. But the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles in maybe going through dark night with the King of Pentacles reversed. So Queen of Pentacles is upright, but the King of Pentacles and the mother, perhaps of the Queen of Pentacles, are both reversed here. Or they're fighting over third party with the Empress reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright. Perhaps the King of Pentacles reversed is clinging, or the Queen of Pentacles is clinging to him, who's no superhero right here. The Knight of Wands reversed falling short, or it could be a player, or that can also be the energy of being paralyzed by their passions or having good intentions but couldn't follow through physically, but maybe fell short with big love and bliss and deception about falling out in the past, or bad memories of homelessness or poverty, illness, and or injury here. At 1101, which is Justice and the Magician, and now is the Chariot upright with the Hermit, Knight of Swords, and Page of Cups all reversed, all dumping their responsibilities, perhaps on the Page of Cups with a message of love to the Hierophant, marriage, religion, or establishment, and no options or running out of options, and coming out about losing their mind or holding their tongue about a rejection, their vulnerability, and dumping a load to get the wounded warrior to surrender the house and or to move, or a hit and run exposed. I just lost my voice when I said that. A hit and run may be exposed because someone ran, so obviously they didn't get caught at the moment, but maybe that's being exposed now. The Warrior or Cancer or Aries reversed and Libra upright fell for deception with third-party Divine Feminine or Cancer reversed and Pisces upright, and the Knight of Cups offering bliss with new passion offered by Sunshine moving to an offer of love, and the Ace of Pentacles to make up for the past. The 5D connection under the radar and running away from the Ace of Wands upright, or from the King of Swords upright and the Queen of Wands looking the other way, or the Queen of Wands may be offering sex on purpose or offering a threesome to chase them away because they know they'll say no, or using her sexual energy to beat off the liars, cheaters, and thieves with a stick at 11:11. Leo or Sunshine offering bliss, and the Knight of Cups, love in return, or the Queen of Wands fighting to keep her status, her ownership of another person, but they're not even talking. At 11:14, which is Justice and the 14 of the Temperance card, soon is the Queen of Swords keeping to herself, over-isolating in exile, perhaps losing their mind, being ignored, and letting go defenseless to the energies of war. The Page of Cups with the Hierophant offering love at Holy Communion, perhaps. And the Queen of Swords, perhaps two of them here, or twins, protecting her energy from attack of the unhappy family, with Virgo in their chart perhaps, but maybe a Taurus here, or religious leader with altar boy or girl, offering love or cup for others to put their tithing into, asking for donations, for the Queen of Swords, or wanting money or salvation, but not love, letting go to fix up or mend, defenseless to attack by children and churches, without a need for an excuse, they know not what they do, sending children to war to do their fighting for them, or using children to do their bidding for them. And that can be, using the innocent one to break the ice with people they want to get in good with, right? And that can come up with walking dogs as well. People do the same thing. So you got to be careful of the predators there. The 11:24 is Justice with the Queen of Wands. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Six of Swords reversed in need of peace and dissatisfied perhaps with each other. The Two of Cups upright, the Lovers upright, and the twins. Dissatisfied without each other, because we have the Two of Cups and Lovers both upright together on who the twins are right here. You can see them right there, and that rarely comes up. There definitely could be a wedding here. This could be the one, trust and wedding, that the situation involves marriage. Big love at work exposed, or work for them is like vacation when the twins are working together. Investing in each other, swearing to keep family out of their business, with twins working together like sunshine, and or with kids investing in togetherness, with Leo, Capricorn, and Gemini witnessing perhaps. Around the twins or how they're seen is the Six of Cups reversed, dumping responsibilities or burdens, or having a falling out in the past, as the Page of Wands may be inspired or excited to see Sagittarius lose their patience, or see them all fall without them. It's like someone leaving and saying, and all the people who use them, and then they leave and inspired to watch them all fall without them, right? Those people who used and abused them. And then the Temperance reversed with the Empress reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, or the Page of Wands upright with the Knight of Wands reversed. Kids may be dumping everything on the Sagittarius reversed and the Taurus reversed, or the Page of Wands is inspired, but the Mother and the Knight of Wands reversed may have the same bad habits here. The block here is the Tower upright. Any kind of sudden event, whether it's an event, an epiphany, or some kind of exchange energetically or sexual exchange, a sudden split, a lie or divide with the Ten of Cups reversed, emotional cycle that's so over here, and having to defend their position. With music and forgiveness, but even more so, surrender and compassion. The Two of Cups Lovers and Fairy Justice in separation, as the King of Cups reversed may not be sharing or may be in debt right here. In a falling out, but the worst is now over by the new moon, becoming lovers out in the cold together. The storm warning of deceit here, perhaps, and I always write deceit with a P in it, I don't know why, but the storm warning of deceit, like receipt, because receipt is spelled with a P. So I don't know what that has to do with the message here, but it might be a message for someone. The storm warning of deceit, perhaps the Queen of Wands with a lawyer trying to force their agenda. So this is maybe for someone, make sure you get a receipt, especially if you're paying cash, get a receipt. And this could definitely can be too if someone's agreeing to something. Make sure you get a receipt. The Three of Swords upright and the Seven of Cups upright, taking steps, ascending through the storm to heaven on earth. With the King of Wands shaman, without a fresh start here, perhaps insecure without tools, and the King of Swords in the never-ending story of synchronicities and perhaps too many choices, or in dying with illusions, or clinging to heaven in their eyes, taking steps in separation with the Queen of Cups, with a lawyer to the King of Wands, and he may be with the King of Swords, needing this to end. The one sticking out like a sore thumb here. It's like the one is sticking out like a sore thumb here, so it's like undeniable. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. Refusing tempting offers at 11:52. And again, this could be just letting go of things they do on a regular basis because there's something else that may be more important to them, right? Letting go of a sport that you do, or going to the gym, or whatever the things you love to do, right? You might be a really busy person because you want to keep your schedule filled so you can't be inside your head. So there can be many things you love to do. It doesn't have to be like being tempted by a bunch of different people. At 11:52 is Justice and the Queen of Swords, as the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Empress reversed, or 2 to 3 children here of the Empress reversed. And the Empress reversed can be someone who's not well. It can be a miscarriage for somebody as well, but it's not really coming up here. Well, abortion came up, so yeah, I take that back. So there could be an abortion here. Someone may have 2 to 3 children. Maybe someone gets an abortion because they literally can't take care of any more kids. They're already struggling with 3 kids. But this also could be a mother. If they're not sick or ill or injured, it's the opposites of the abusive woman or the neglective woman, right? The woman who can't do anything for themselves and says, oh, I can't do it. Can you do it for me, right? Which can be just as abusive. But again, the Empress reverse can also be, right, the meanest woman on earth. I'm seeing 3 boys walking by, but they all have their black sweatshirts on. They're all different black sweatshirts, and they all have their hoods up. I don't know if that's their thing, but it was weird to see 3 hooded black hoods just walking by. So whatever that means to you, maybe a message there for somebody. The children here of the Empress reversed, all earth or wealthy family here, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Sovereign who's upright here, the independent one, and the Queen of Pentacles who's also upright with the Empress reversed. So the Empress and the Knight and Page are reversed, but the Sovereign and the Queen, which can be mother and daughter as well, are fine. So maybe the grandmother and 2 of the children are in a negative place, but the mother and sovereign daughter are doing really great. Without peace, they can all be siblings as well. The Empress reversed, all of these without peace, with the 6 of Cups reversed, kids or a negative past, or just kids acting up. It could be a bad childhood as well, but or even your past lives coming up to clear. Perhaps hanging out awake, or with a big ego here, which can be the Empress reversed, of the Sun and the Sun, again, the mother with an ego about her son, right? My son, the lawyer, my son, the doctor, that kind of energy. And then kids, pets, or Leo and ego, challenged by the 8 of Pentacles work, right? Specialty work, or getting their ducks in a row, aligning with the Queen of Swords upright with an epiphany, sudden events, or sexual exchange in a bold move to ascend through the storm on the stairway to heaven. With the King of Wands embarrassed, perhaps, in front of the King of Swords, perhaps without tools or manipulation, unable to manifest something, and the King of Swords may be dead tired of the confusion or the choices they have to make. The Hermit in exile of the 10 of Cups reversed, with the Knight of Cups upright offering love or lover to fallen angel of deception, or Saggy and Cancer both reversed here, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, Capricorn, awakening and dumping a load or dumping their burdens here. And that's all at 11:57, which is justice and separation, heartbreak, disappointment, or untangling your solar plexus. And then right at noon, at 12 on the dot, source energy backing up the 12 of the Hanging Man, something being dumping a load or all their burdens on the Empress reversed, who is now exposed, challenged by work, alignment, or travel, or moving to find peace with the Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups, who are reversed, in the sudden event, epiphany, or exchange of energy, the storm where lightning strikes twice on the stairway to the King of Wands shaman without an offer for the Page of Swords trying to get through the portal here at 12:06, which is the Hanging Man and the Lovers. And again, this may be trying to get through the portal without someone else sneaking their way through with you. You don't want them to get through the door because they may be a negative aspect, but the negative can't get through the door if they're a negative energy. Because in order to get through the portal, you have to be of a certain vibration or DNA. Okay, so now just real quickly, which I showed you already, and where are we at 120, 20s. So from the energy deck, that quick message I did. Okay, this was at 11:06 to 7 this morning. The underlying energy from the energy deck that came up was the twin flame victory of removing the attachments and the masks. The King of Pentacles coming together, perhaps, here is the man with the money, right? But also the man holding their heart with the 45 of grieving the past or guilt and shame or just grieving loss or regret. And then the energy of the black and white horses merging together for dreams to come true and taking action. The two young girls here, perhaps one with home with anxiety and another one who's really focused on her heart, very heart-based energy. And then separation of the hermit healing their heart, inspired to walk away in the pink with blossoming abundance, as the Empress perhaps, but this is an upright energy here. The wounded warrior, perhaps with the first chakra, Archangel Michael, and the Page of Cups, inner child of the sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. So here's Michael and Metatron coming up, teaming up, and that's right, thunder and lightning. Teaming up as the root chakra and the third eye, or self merging into one. The door to value in this chaotic world, the woman with her heart, and the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love, purifying her spirit on the journey with good news. The Knight of Cups and the fifth chakra of speaking their truth, their throat chakra being activated along with Archangel Gabriel, as the Dark Mother with envy and judgment of the King of Cups in his third chakra of standing up for himself, with Archangel Chamuel at 11:16, justice and the sudden events. With lovers and her family contract to balance the yin and yang on the Fool's journey, the Queen of Swords, the Goddess of the Moon, and the Queen of Cups, the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, or being in her heart. And they can be the same person, or it can be two separate queens, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups, but they really came up together like they were one person. So at 11:19, which is justice and the sun, a destined storm warning of the Page of Wands and their hostilities and strategizing. So the Page of Cups and Page of Wands are playing off of each other here in the cards. As the Page of Cups is coming up as the bright angelic sixth chakra energy of Metatron, and the Page of Wands is coming up as the wounded warrior at the root chakra, the human root. The High Priestess on a journey across the bridge, having fun choosing directions, which way to go next, as the thinking man with the 46 inner children looking at crystals, at Trinity, or at mission in a new way of looking at things. Her bags are packed, and he discovering the new world. It sounds like they're about to run into each other. So let's go ahead and I want to pull some Shaman Dreams cards for you. And I'm going to read from the book today because they do have some detailed explanations for each card. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards and see what comes up for you guys. I did this for myself earlier, but I want to pull you fresh cards. From the Shaman's Dream, and we're at 123.59 or 12400. That's easier to remember for the oracles, since we're dealing with 24 today. There's the Queen of Wands and the Omega. One more. Okay, the bottom of the deck. Before I start shoveling, because shoveling, is someone shoveling right now? I guess they are. Actually, my friend out in Oregon said they had some great snow and he was skiing last week. So I guess somebody is shoveling right now. But I just wanted to show you the bottom of the deck here before I start shuffling to bring a card out. We have the 43 of coming together. This is the 3 of Cups. The overflow of overwhelm and plenty of coming together. So it could be overwhelming, but in a really good way. I'm getting mushrooms from this card too. And there's reflection of the buildings in the water. So it's definitely kind of bringing up that card of the 2 pink weeping willows reflecting each other in the water, reaching out to each other. And mushrooms, maybe this magic mushrooms will come. You know, the plants that we're supposed to get gifted show up. Let's see. So what is our takeaway here? Regarding the Capricorn of Saturn and the Taurus in the North Node and the 6 of June and Gemini and the twin flame lovers. Okay, whoop, that fell down. 2 cards. Actually, there's a third one coming out too. See, on the bottom of the deck, I'll show you that in a second. The Horseman is the Herald of Change, which is 30. The Union, the Home. That's the first one out, so I'm going to read you that one, which is the Union. And then we have the 9 of the Hermit here, and endings as well. Endings is the Hermit as well as the collective consciousness, as well as compassion and endings. Dancing on one foot, the balancing act. Again, someone may have one foot here. And that can reference, you know, dancing without your twin as well, dancing on one foot. The Horseman and Herald of Change. And this, you know, can reference the masculine shaman energy here. And then you see this is a ballerina type energy here. So it's the dance of the masculine and the feminine coming together. The Horseman, and instead of dances with wolves, she dances on one foot. That's really beautiful. It's actually Spirit's connecting with me really strongly on that. You know, balancing really well. So these 2 want to be seen too, but I'm going to show you the bottom of the deck first. Is 55, the Truth. And in the Metatron deck, 55 is the Shaman, the root chakra energy. The Farther Gate, a bold step forward. And you see there's gates right here. I don't know how focused it is, but there you go. So you see the gates here. So it could be a gated community, or just the gates to beauty, to heaven here, with the light shining through the cave. This reminds me of the Mary Magdalene cave, actually. The Farther Gate, the bold step forward. Right? All you need to do is just pass through the gates. That's all that's required. Someone after they lost their integrity, right? Someone lost their way and coming back into integrity, the wounded warrior, finding their truth. All they have to do is step through the gate. That's all. It's one bold step forward. That's it. And then the cards I showed you, and then the next 2 cards that wanted to be seen is the Dragon's Hoard of Protecting the Future of 12, which is the Hangman, seeing new perspectives and wisdom. And the Winter's Dream. So again, winter came up. The 63 of Suffering and Silence, the 9 of Swords, and Gestation Period, which is the Dark Night of the Soul, the Winter's Dream, is coming up as this in these cards. And again, the dragon coming up again, because it's about releasing your inner dragon, because there's a negative connotation around dragons, and yet you have that dragon lineage within you. You even see it when you look in the mirror really closely at your eyes. You know, you become a dragon. So if you haven't done that before, you can try that out. But again, protecting the future after the Horseman and the Dancer, right? This is definitely dancing. The movie Dancing with Wolves could be coming up here, right? Because he becomes the shaman in her tribe, where he was a soldier. He becomes the shaman, and Spirit's connecting with me. It's making me want to cry. He was the soldier. He becomes the shaman, and then, you know, and she becomes the one who can dance on one foot, you know, very well balanced. But she also learns, right? He comes into her world, but she also has to step out. You know, remember in Dancing with Wolves, she is white living in an Indian tribe. So even though she grew up with the tribe, she knows there's a part of her that is actually in his world. So this is about him leaving his world to come into her world, but her living in her world, coming out into who she originally was, of his world. So it's like the 2 sides of the coin coming together to mesh perfectly. So that's why they wanted to bring up Dances with Wolves. I love that reference here. That's beautiful. right? Each one giving up a part of their old path, but yet retaining who they authentically are. And if others around with them aren't okay with that, well, then that has to be their issue. The heralding of change, right? The masculine allowing the change and the feminine allowing the balancing act to stay stable, right, without falling over. And again, we're going to read that for you too. And then going into the dragon's hoard, protecting the future together of wisdom, right? Going through love to wisdom. And then the winter's dream of dark night of the soul. And just seeing it as the pregnancy, right? The gestation period that you've gone through. That the dragons just needed to protect their future by taking you through dark night of the soul to make sure that you'd be able to do this balancing act, right? The dragons wanted to make sure that you could handle it. So you had to go through this pregnancy to come out the other end and be reborn. So let's see what Shaman Dreams says. I haven't read this one yet, The Horseman, so that's good. Number 30. All right, the Horseman, the good news, caution, and the herald of change. When the Horseman appears, he's inviting you to spread the good news. Everyone already knows the bad news. Your task is to point out the beautiful when others see only the ugly. Note the possible, no matter how implausible it may seem. This does not mean becoming giddy or blindly optimistic, but rather reminding yourself that every storm cloud has a silver lining. And there's confirmation there. That's my message was your cure is ready. Become a herald of the positive. Put away the fatalistic attitude and dire predictions, the dreadful expectations about the world or about your life. Declare the arrival of a new and better you. Proclaim that you have risen from the realm of the dead, woken from a long and dreadful slumber, the dark night of the soul, and are back on the world stage. The show is on again. The Horseman cautions you to not allow your exuberance to become hollow or trivial. Be sure that there is substance to the news you spread, and you are willing to live up to the expectations you raise. The world will welcome you with open arms as you share an uplifting message. Heed the Horseman when he shows up once, for he bears good news and is announcing a prosperous and peaceful time. When he shows up twice in the same reading, though, use extreme caution. If you heed his warnings, all will turn out well. Okay, heed the Horseman. And here's the cover of the deck, too, for the book, if you want to see that. Okay. I actually want to read the other one, too, since they kind of came out as a pair, the Horseman and the Dances on One Foot. So we're going to read number 9 is the Hermit as well. Right, remember in my pin, the masculine energy is attached to the home, and the feminine energy is on one foot, right, because she's reaching out to the sun for energy to fill up the tank. And I love how her foot goes right into the masculine right there. Isn't that cool? Right, it's like the foot attaches to the arm. They become one. And I love that the horse is up on their 2 feet too, which is like being on 1 foot for a human. They're each like giving up their balance to balance each other. The 9 here. And there's confirmation again that your cure is ready. Your divine cure is ready, is the message. Dances on 1 foot, balancing act, resourcefulness, and saying yes to life. When Dances on 1 foot shows up, you are called to find a new balance. Just as a dancer moves gracefully into each pose, no matter how precariously balanced a step might seem, you must bring equanimity to the situation, or equanimity to the situation before you, no matter how thorny or difficult a relationship seems. If you're putting too much effort into managing your life, work or relationship, family or digital media, you are missing the point. You have to be dancing while juggling your entire life, knowing that at any one time, half of it's going to be up in the air. It's not that you are doing too much and find it impossible to catch up. Rather, it's that you are confusing readiness with preparation. You will never ever be fully prepared for all the challenges in life, but you can be ready to say yes to a new invitation the universe offers you. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything not infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You'll be surprised at how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you and not be seduced by the belief, if I only had more. Life has provided you with everything you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your mission. When it feels like you're losing your balance, do not contract, holding your arms close to your chest, for you will fall. Instead, reach out and extend them fully, saying yes to Spirit's steady hand, which again, in this case, is reaching out to each other. That's a really beautiful message. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, remember your water. Water has been coming up very significantly, and clean water at that, right? It's the vehicle for you to be able to connect to the other side. So drinking water, but also being in water, swimming in natural water is great, and salt water, again, is very cleansing to the auric layer. Remember your rest as much as possible. You might feel some days where you have to sleep 16 hours, and this is fine. And there may be times where you can't sleep at all. And it's about learning to just go with the flow and just coming back to balance again. Remember your joy in your nature. Remember to smile every day, even if you don't feel like it, because just making yourself smile fakes your body out to cause that happiness to come back in. And remember to ground yourself and just enjoy nature. Go out and enjoy the birds and the bugs and the trees and the flowers, whatever floats your boat. Perhaps taking a hike in the woods as well. And be good to yourselves. Rise and be love. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day, you guys. Breathe.